Kevin Young, 1992 Olympic gold medalist in the men's 400-meter hurdles, and the current world record holder in that event with a time of 46.78 seconds. Over the years, I've been the only person who've ever raced under 47 seconds, but as from last year and up until now we've had 3 other hurdlers who've been able to break that 47-second mark. We have Rai Benjamin from USA. His best time is recently is 46.98 seconds. What Samba did last year in Paris, he also ran 46.98 seconds. Then we have Karsten Warholm from Oslo. His fastest time is 46.92 seconds. So over the past 27 years, I've been this world record holder. But now finally, we have these 3 individuals, these young men who are capable of running. So now I'm going to put together in my head a mock race of the Doha 2019 World Championships. And the mock race is going to be the 50-year-old plus Kevin Young talking to his 25-year-old self at the time of 1992. And I'm going to place myself in the race with these guys in Doha. A 25-year-old youngster racing against guys who are just a couple years younger than him. And how would I coordinate this particular race? Being knowing the strength of these runners, Karsten Warholm, he takes it out fast, balls to the wall, all guns blazing. He gets lane 1. He gets lane 1 because I know he's going to be coming. He's going to have to do his best to try to make up the stagger, or keep his mind on making up the stagger for the guys in the middle of the track, which really typically wouldn't be a problem for him. In lane, I would say lane 3. Lane 3, I would put Samba. And the reason why I said that because Samba's going to pretty much mimic the way in which I would run the first portion of the race. And then myself will be in lane 4, and then Rai Benjamin, I'll have him placed in lane 5. The reason why I have Rai placed in lane 5, unlike Karsten, who goes out very fast, Rai has a controlled tempo in the race, and so I can pretty much run my own personal cadence along with the rhythm as that young man as well, knowing what he's going to do. And I know he'll get out, and that tempo will be something that's more conducive, which I would be doing in the course of the race. And typically, the way that race will be set up, I would be hoping for the young man like Warholm to take it out exceptionally fast, and pretty much in my head he would burn himself out. I would love to get around the track, I would say, because what typically is going to happen in the course of the race, those guys are all going to go 13 seconds. I mean, not 13 seconds, but they're going to go. Let me back up a little bit. They're going to go faster than 6 seconds to the very first hurdle, and I know they're going to do that. Me personally, not knowing the way in which they would run with my 25-year-old self, I would just kind of keep them in the ballpark. Well, they will definitely be in the ballpark, but I definitely know that Warholm on the inside will be coming up anytime soon during the course of the race prior to the very 6th hurdle. And with that being said, I'll be more of a comfortable position. And the thing in which I would try to do or want to do is when I would make my adjustment going from 12 steps for hurdles 2 and 3, going into my 12 steps for hurdles 4 and 5, that would be the portion of the race in which I would have to see where these gentlemen are, because that would be typically a section of the race where I would probably gain most of my advantage on those guys. It typically would be a space between 8 meters. And the X factor, to be honest with you, with these runners would definitely be their leg speed, and also, and in my favor, my advantage would be me having a sought after stride pattern and strategy. I would know exactly what I was going out there to do, which is typically, I'm not sure what those guys want to do. I know for a fact that even when Rai runs the race, his first portion of the race, he actually gets to the hurdles in 12 steps when he first gets out, because he has very fast leg speed. He's going to be very apprehensive to go 12 steps for the first few hurdles. So that's going to be an advantage for myself when we get to the one side going to hurdles 4 and 5, me knowing exactly that he's not going to go 12, he's going to go 13. And even though he's capable of doing it, he's going to be at a reserve in that race leading up into hurdles 2 and 3 in reserve. And then once I get to hurdles 4 and 5, going 12, he's going to have to make another physical adjustment trying to catch me in that regard. And what's going to help me typically would be the fact that the cadence in which I would be taking in the intermediate hurdles, Karsten would try to match that. Me going stride length and his stride length being a lot shorter than mine. And so with that being the case, it's more, I see it more happening in him having a hazard with a hurdle. Him typically trying to, catch up and get caught up in my tempo. And as you obviously go around the track, you're going to get fatigued, and the hurdles seem to have the typical thing of getting a little bit higher. So I guess me pressing upon him will, in my head, will cause him to probably make some mistakes along the way, whether that be hitting the hurdle or backing off a hurdle, losing forward momentum onto the hurdle. Yes, and the young man for guitar, Samba is his name. And him being in the race next to me, it'd be more of a way I can kind of gauge whether or not he's going to alternate left or right with his legs. He's the young man that definitely has great alternating skills. But the only thing in my regard that is a hazard, I guess you would say, with these young runners is that X factor, and they have speed. They definitely have speed. And to be honest with you, knowing that I wasn't probably as fast as all those runners, and maybe I was, but in my case, I tend to be more strategic because I pretty much know exactly how I wanted to go out there and run the race. I wasn't haphazard about it. And also, I had a strategy. And typically when you do have a strategy and you stick to it, you're really staying within your own range. And if your strategy allows you to run a lot faster than your competition, they're typically more susceptible to make mistakes while you're strategizing, approaching, and doing the course of race. So I would typically hope that me being more strategic than those racers, those runners, will be to my advantage. But with that being said, the X factor for all four of us would definitely be coming off that last hurdle, the last two hurdles, I would say, between 9 and 10, racing to the finish line. The key thing I say in all cases is you want to be on your dominant leg. I would want to be on my dominant leg clearing the last few hurdles, because if I were to strike a hurdle, like I did in 92, or typically hit a hurdle, having that dominant leg allows you to keep that forward momentum in case you hit a hurdle, clip a hurdle, knock it over. You're able to be more balanced, get back on your feet, and proceed and drive forward. But like I said, the X factor, I guess, or the big question mark is just the leg speed. And one thing about hurdling and hurdlers, you want to make sure you get over that barrier fast enough so you can go and be on the track. I mean, that is actually the equalizer. But when you got folks with faster foot speed than others, then also those individuals are at an advantage. So here we have, I've just made my transition. I just went 12 steps for hurdles 4 and 5. And that was actually a foot race for everybody. If we get to the top of the turn at 7, we're coming off. I've seen that in my head. I'm there sub 29 seconds, right in the 28-second range. And it's definitely a foot race. So hopefully at this point in time, you're going to see, I'm going to hear Karsten in the inside. I'm going to be right there matching, I probably stride with Rai. And then Bamba's going to be somewhere near contemplating whether or not he's going to go 13 or 14 steps with his fast leg speed. And as we approach the 8th hurdle, I'm clearing it. It's a foot race. Everybody's kind of checking one another. We get the 9. So I'm on my dominant leg at this point in time. And I can go either easy cadence 13 seconds or turnover fast cadence 13 seconds. And that's what I'll be using to my advantage, because I sat back and did go faster than 5.4 seconds to the first hurdle. I conserved myself and went 6 seconds to the first hurdle. So now I got this blast off energy coming off of the 8th and 9th hurdle. And so I do that getting to the 9th hurdle between 8 and 9. As I approach 10, I'm with my dominant leg, and these guys are freaking out because here you got this 6'4", all-leg Spider-Man dude right next to you. And as I'm coming hard, they're fatiguing. Karsten sees me coming, his legs get fatigued. The hurdle gets a little bit higher for him. He switches off to go 14 steps, but he was hoping that he had the turnover in leg speed that he had in the Zurich meet, but he doesn't have it because he got in the race with me and his heart was pounding because he knew I was a world record holder, and that's what typically happens when you face against guys like that. It happened to me with Ebner Moses in 1988, I can tell you firsthand. But of course, in this particular race, as we approach it, I know my cadence is there, and I know I'm going to have to deal with this leg speed that these guys have. So I check myself, take a deep breath, knowing that Bamba's coming on the outside. We got Karsten on the inside. I got Rai Benjamin right next to me. And as we approach closer and closer, get to the 9th hurdle, clear the 10th hurdle, step down. It's a foot race. I know these guys got it. But as we approach, this is the time in which Kevin Young doesn't give the goofy smile. Kevin Young doesn't go for his guns on his left and right hip. He doesn't start pointing to the air. And he definitely didn't hit the last hurdle. And as he comes forward, knowing these guys are right there next to him and they're falling left and right, Kevin Young runs that time of 46.52 seconds. He doesn't even look back. He doesn't even worry about who takes second or third place. All he knows is he's done it again. He's broken that world record. And those guys actually ran 47.1, 47.2, and 47.3. So the 50-year-old Kevin Young would like to tell the 25, 26-year-old Kevin Young in this race in Doha with these young men who are doing their thing, good luck, and always remember,